Hi, I'm Stephy Fung, and I'm teaming up with Adobe to bring quick digital fashion tips in Substance Painter. Today, we are going to look at adding clean color gradients to your garments. So let's jump in. Alright, let's get into making a gradient. Now we have this lovely outfit here, and in order to use any gradient generator, you need to make sure that your 3D asset is baked. So let's head over to the texture set settings here. You would need to find mesh maps, bake mesh maps, and click on that. Right, so it's going to bring up this window, and you can see all of the maps here that you want to choose to export. You can also choose your output size as well, and then you would press bake selected textures. Now I have already done that, so I will not be baking it again, but I will explain why baking mesh maps are so important for generators. So when you bake, the mesh maps will generate maps with data from your 3D model. So these types of maps hold different types of information about your model, things like thickness, curvature, and world position. So most of them are stored in black and white maps, except for normal maps and ID maps, which use color. And so in simple terms, basically baking the mesh maps means we can use generators to add effects and details according to your 3D asset design, because they will reference your 3D asset. If you don't bake your 3D assets, then it will make the generator effects less accurate and less effective. So now that we know that, let's head back to painting mode and let's add a fill layer. Okay, now we are going to choose a color because I want a gradient on this jacket here. I'm going to choose something along the lines of this bright blue, and we will add a black mask. Right click on it, head over to add generator, and you should see generator on the left hand side here. Click on it. We are going to type in position. Click on that. Balance, that is what you want to play with. Do you see this? And of course with the blur, you can blend it way more, or you could take it completely away. Same with contrast, have a little play with that. And I want to invert this gradient, so go to global invert, click on false, and it will switch to the other side. Now we can play with the balance again, and then we can play with the blur. So it really depends on the effect, and it really gives that soft look about it. Now in terms of color, it's looking slightly darker than I anticipated, so I will go to the material here, and let's just ramp up that blue, something like this. Now, I want to introduce curvature to you guys, but before we do that, let me just label this as position generator, so we know that is what that will do. If I copy and paste this, in fact, I would like to play around with curvature. Now, curvature is a very interesting generator because it really works well with lots of wrinkly fabric. So let me head into the black mask and click on position. We will change the generator to curvature. Click on that. Now we won't really see a difference because the color is exactly the same. So let's go to material, change the base color to a darker blue. Let's have some contrast. Now you can see what is happening here with the curvature. So let's click on the black mask and click on curvature, and let's just have a little play with the global blur just to see how it affects it. And if you really layer these up, you could really make some beautiful iridescent looks. You can see the dark blue just melts within the lighter blue. And why stop there? I think we could add some to the skirt here perhaps. And actually I'm going to rename this, and then we got position. So I'm going to copy the position, and we are going to go to texture set list and head over to top front. We want to affect the skirt, so I'm going to paste it here, and you can see what that's done. The gradient's coming from the bottom here, but I do think perhaps maybe it's too much in terms of the gradient. So let's just play with the balance. I am noticing the flowers are turning blue, and I don't want that to happen. So what I might do is just drag it down here. There we go. Now the flowers are not too blue, the outlines are still brown. Now the last thing I want to do is just color match this to the top. So we will just grab the eye swatcher here, the color swatcher. Let's just have a look at the balance. Okay, great. And that is how you simply add a gradient to your digital fashion pieces. It's a very simple technique, and it means you don't have to manually paint all of this on. So I hope you found this helpful, and give this technique a try. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Fashion mini-series with Adobe. Don't forget to subscribe for more quick Substance Painter tips, and I'll see you in the next video.